this could be a pretty monumental week. I guess we're going to see what happens. And I got to catch up on what happened Friday that I never actually posted. Welcome. All right, well, let me start by catching you back up on Friday. So I got up Friday morning, I did my thing, I made my video, I posted it online on YouTube, I uploaded it, and like I do every day after I post a video, on my way to work, I was looking at it real quick just to see how things looked, and right after I came back from the intro, this part right here, I had no volume. I had hit my mic mute button so that I could sip my coffee and set it back down without making too much noise, and forgot to turn it back on because at the end of the day, I'm not a professional with this. I do this as a hobby, strictly as a hobby, to fill my mornings up with something to do. So, needless to say, I did a whole video on Friday about getting the Moderna vaccine and never actually uploaded it. So, I'm going to take a quick moment here to talk about what I meant to talk about on Friday, and then we'll get into what's going on this week. So, last week, on Monday, I believe it was, they decided finally, in case you didn't know, I'm a massage therapist by trade, but on Friday or on Monday of last week, they finally decided to include medical massage therapists in the grouping 1A, which is medical professionals and nursing home residents. So on Tuesday, I found that out. I tried to get an appointment. I could not find one. On Wednesday or in late Tuesday evening, I was able to find an appointment for Wednesday. And so I went and was able to get the vaccine on Wednesday. And no, I take that back. Thursday, I got the vaccine. Wednesday, I was able to get the appointment for Thursday to get the vaccine. So I went and got the vaccine, like every other vaccine I've gotten in my life. Got it right here in the arm. It hurt a little bit. The next day, on Friday, which is when I recorded that video, my arm was in pain. I was warned of it by everybody else. And, back when I was in the Marine Corps, I got a number of shots. When I was in Southeast Asia, I got typhoid and malaria shots, and after those, you couldn't even lift your arm the next day. I was actually able on Friday to work, so I did 6 hours of massage on Friday, and while it was uncomfortable, it wasn't impossible for sure. So basically what I wanted to say about that, and what I got into on Friday, was basically this. Get the vaccine. All right, get the damn vaccine. It's, there's not a chip in there. There's not a tracking device in there so that the government knows where you are. As everybody says, you carry a tracking device with you everywhere you go, every single day. Nobody seems to have a problem with that. So get the damn vaccine. Also, I'm not going to get into the science of what mRNA is, but it's not going to alter your DNA. You're not going to sprout a tail. There's not going to be, my God, this guy that used to be a friend of mine that I still kind of just keep up with what he's doing because he's kind of become radicalized. And I'll get into that in a minute about Parler, but he was posting on Parler some video, some guy saying it's going to kill the entire population. I mean, come on. Again, I don't want to get into the science of it. mRNA has about a 2-week lifespan. And all it's doing is this vaccine, whether it's Moderna or the Pfizer vaccine, all it's doing is tricking your body into creating a protein that it can use to stop COVID-19. That's all. That's all it's doing. I mean, we are talking about hundreds of years of science and 60 years, 70 years of vaccination science, and also a good 25 years, 20 of the years at least, of DNA and RNA research that's going into this vaccine. It's actually a technology that's been around for several years now. They just finally found the right application for it. So this fear-mongering and pathetic reasoning to not get the vaccine is a joke. Like I said, I don't want to spend too much time on this because there's plenty of other things going on right now. So certainly, unless you live under a rock, you are aware of what happened on Wednesday. And as time has moved on from Wednesday into this week, the reality of what happened at the nation's capital is becoming more and more clear. And, the day of there was a lot of media coverage calling the attack on the Capitol a protest. There was some talk of it being called a riot. And then later in the day, the punditry was already calling it an insurrection. Later in the day, though, that slipped out of the punditry and the fringier side of broadcasting and news outlets and started becoming more of a mainstream use word. And that's getting more prevalent now. Other countries are referring to it as an attempted coup. It's being referred to in the mainstream media. I hate that fucking term, but it's being referred to in the mainstream media as a coup. It was definitely an insurrection. It was definitely sedition. And it was definitely predicated and dictated by President Trump. And there is a solid push coming into this week now by Nancy Pelosi and House Democrats and House Senators under Chuck Schumer to remove the president. And, again, I'm not a news source. I just give my opinion on shit, but sometimes I got to put it in context first. So they're asking officially, Nancy Pelosi has asked Mike Pence, the Vice President of the United States, to call together the cabinet and try to invoke the 25th Amendment against President Trump. I think that's a great idea. I don't think it goes far enough, though. I think impeachment ultimately is the goal. From what I understand right now, the plan on the congressional floor is to invoke articles of impeachment, because obviously Pence is not going to invoke the 25th. I mean, come on. So articles of impeachment will be brought to the floor tomorrow on Tuesday. They'll be brought to the floor, voted. There'll be plenty of vote. They'll pass articles of impeachment easily. But according to James Cloburn, they will not send them to the Senate right away. The common thinking is right now, you let Trump finish his term. Right now, he's been effectively silenced. Since Friday, actually since my last video, he has been removed from Twitter, from Facebook, Instagram, yada, yada, yada. And then Parler, the radical social media site that caters to the fringy right and the conspiracy theorists and the QAnoners and all that nonsense. Parler was removed over the weekend from Google Play Store as well as the Apple Play Store. And then into today, I have not checked this morning, but last I knew, Amazon is removing. So Amazon hosts Parler on their servers, and Amazon made the decision to remove Parler altogether. So as far as I could tell, in fact, I'll take a moment here real quick because we filmed this live. Why not? Let's take a look and see if we've actually got Parler even up at all. Okay, so yeah, as you can see, Parler doesn't exist right now. Parler is completely down. Let's go back to Google and we'll take a look at Google here. And let's boys, I don't want that. Let's not do that. Let's do Parler. We'll just do a Parler search. And then here's the stories on Parler. Yeah, parler.com, and click, and it doesn't exist. I'm okay with this. Now, again, because the whole point of this is to give you my opinion on things, there is a lot of complaint from the supporters of President Trump specifically, and even some people, I gotta be honest, even some people on the left. There are some argument as to whether or not this is suppression of free speech. Now, free speech offers you the opportunity to say things without risk of imprisonment or fine for the words that come out of your mouth. The First Amendment, freedom of speech, does not give you the right to have your voice heard through somebody else's megaphone. Parler, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all of these sites, these are somebody else's megaphone. You are on a free-to-use service projecting your thoughts. Kind of like I'm doing right here on YouTube. YouTube is the same way. YouTube at any point in time can say, nope, what you are saying violates the terms and conditions of their use. And everybody that signs up for a Facebook or Twitter account or a YouTube account or even on Parler, you sign through consent an affidavit saying that you will follow the terms and conditions of that website and that you will not post things that do not meet what they call community standards. Community standards are much like the greater social contract here in the United States. We have a social contract. We have a constitution. We have a rule of laws, but we also have a social contract that certain things are just outside of the norm. spreading hate, spreading QAnon theories and conspiracy theories about rigged elections, lies predicated by a man who is afraid to go to prison. Let's not forget, the reason why President Trump is fighting so hard to overturn this election is not because he thinks he won. It's not because he enjoys being president of the United States. It's not because he feels that his role in life is to guide the people of the United States to a better and more prosperous life. No. He's fighting so hard to keep himself out of prison. Because the rumor has that there are 46 charges coming out of the Southern District of New York as soon as he's out of office. 46 federal charges that ensure that he and his children that have been complicit in all of his illegal dealings are all going to jail for the rest of their lives. And he knows it. He knows it. And he knew on Wednesday that when Congress met to ratify the electoral votes from all the states in this country, that when that was done and that they had ratified what was voted upon by the American people, he knew that was his last play. And so out of desperation and out of fear, he sent a mob to attack a building and to attack our duly elected leaders in order to stop the actions and functions of our government. That is sedition, that is insurrection, that is a coup, and that is treason. And I don't think it's being called enough. I don't think it's being said enough. So anyway, it's not free speech. It's not your ability to go onto a site like Parler or even Twitter or Facebook or wherever and spew hatred. Or what you see on Parler. What you see on Parler is command and control. I saw a post off of Parler that said, and I'm not going to repeat too much of it in detail because I don't want to be complicit, but basically like, we're going to have this many people, these people are going to this location, these people are going to this location, and the purpose of all this is to do blank. And it's spreading like wildfire. That's not free speech. That's treason. That's actual conspiracy. That's what conspiracy really is. Now, one last thing real quick, and I got to move on with my day, and maybe I'll talk about this more because it's kind of building steam on the internet. Now, I'm not one for conspiracy theory. Of course, I've done some conspiracy theory stuff on this channel before, and I'm going to say this one thing. I'm not going to say I believe this. I'm going to say this is being talked about, so I want to be very clear before I say it. There is a video, and let me see if I can find it actually real quick while I'm talking about it, but there is a video of Donald Trump. Let me see real quick. It was a speech from just a couple days ago. Yeah, this one right here. Okay, so I'm going to play this real quick. That's not what I wanted. Oh, that's my gaming channel. Hi. Let me bring this up and skip this ad. All right. Why do I have no volume? Why don't I have any volume? My desktop volume is on. Okay, it doesn't matter. What he says doesn't matter right now. I'll figure the volume thing out later. Okay, so some people believe because of the way he spoke in this video, and if you notice, it does kind of, because like I'm on a green screen right now, the way this shadowing is done and the lack thereof and the balanced tone of all this and the sharp edges right here, people believe that this is what they call a deep fake. A deep fake is something that you've seen in movies, specifically Star Wars movies of recent years. In Rogue One, for example, Grand Moff Tarkin is a character played by an actor who died many years ago, and they were able to recreate his character and make it look like it was really the actor. They did the same thing with Carrie Fisher, and then recently did it with Mark Hamill for the Luke Skywalker character. So what they do is they take previous video and computer generation and render a near identical. So people are saying that this is a deep fake because he so passionately has said that he refuses to condemn, not to condemn, to concede the victory to Joe Biden, and that this video, which ultimately was a concession speech, they're saying that there's no way he would have done it, so it must be a deep fake. All right. I don't know if that's possible or not. I mean, well, technologically, of course, it's possible. What I don't know is if they would actually do it. Now, my girlfriend and I were talking about this, and she's heavily involved in politics, as much like I am. We were talking about whether or not this is a real possibility, and sadly, I think it is. I think it actually is a possibility. And on the off chance that this is still playing in the background audio-wise, I'm going to shut that off. regardless of President Trump's actions, choices, and results with his sycophantic mob of idiots, I hope to God our government is not choosing to use a deep fake video to present the words of the sitting and acting president of the United States. That would not be a good thing. It sends the wrong message. It makes it too easy. That's, when you start talking about deep state, right? Like, I hate that term because there's no evidence of a deep state. Sure, does the theory make sense? Yeah, of course it does. We see it in movies all the time. These rogue actors inside federal government that have ties across the world that make leaders do things and control the real gears and mechanisms of government. Yeah. I don't want to believe that that's a real thing, that it's that pervasive as movies, television, and books make it seem. But if there is a division of our federal government that has within its power to silence the president of the United States off of social media and keep him out of the press room in order to put out a deep fake video where he concedes an election in order to appease the people and quell a rebellion, that's dangerous territory. That's real dangerous territory. And the fact that he came out after this video and still started railing against the legitimacy of the election only adds fuel to the idea that this might be a deep fake. So I mean, that's some scary shit. We'll see. Time will tell. So anyway, I'm going to call it for today. This is a pretty long video for me, actually, for a Monday morning. The ball's in Mike Pence's court today. We'll see what Mike Pence does. Nancy Pelosi, like I said, gave him 24 hours. She's going to move forward with articles of impeachment on Tuesday. So when I do tomorrow morning's video, it's going to be a thumbs up or a thumbs down on what Mike Pence decides to do. Hey, listen, Pence and Trump are not friends right now. Trump's people, his Trumpers, were out there with gallows. They literally built a gallows in the middle of the National Mall, an area that I have walked through and enjoyed on a number of occasions because DC is one of my favorite cities. And for them to build a gallows in the middle of the National Mall and talk about hanging Mike Pence, that'll kill a friendship, man. That'll kill a friendship real quick. Have a great day. Hope you guys have enjoyed today's episode of the Daily Octane. If you have not done so already, please feel free to subscribe to my channel and click that notification bell so that you can receive notifications when I post these videos each morning and watch them with your morning coffee before you head off to work. Thank you for watching today's episode of the Daily Octane. I will see you tomorrow, and hopefully we have a better world each and every day. We're 9 days away from a new president. Oh, hey, watch some videos. There's some other videos right here. And like I said, subscribe to the channel. Have a great day. We'll talk to you later.